We're going to do one more quick thing here. Miyam is, I know she's never done this, but this is brand spanking new. And I'm going to stop.
So just while you're doing this, and you just explained it, I've never seen it set up like this. So this is what you would do in a classroom. You would have this set up and be able to see what every single person is doing.
That's good.
And then you can also gather everyone's data and you do stuff.
Yeah. Everybody can, let's say, do an easy one like, all right, I want all 30 of you to submit to me your height and your shoe size. And some of you may have been in a session this morning or similar to that. Or your height and your wingspan. I kind of like that, so they can do this comparison. You send out a poll question to them, like I sent to you guys, and said, who's cuter, Sheldon, and Amy, or Mike, and Jeff? And there's 2 blanks on there. They fill them in, you collect them from them, throw them in a spreadsheet, ship it right back out. So now you have now one piece of data. You're not going up to the board, you're writing it on the smart board, you're recording it in a spreadsheet and sending it out to kids. You can do it with this one device, okay, with this one system. So that's a great question. And group, I don't know what you call group data, but you call it pooled data or something like that. You guys do that? Class data. I couldn't come up with the word class. Okay, this is a great tool for that. And then at any given time when you're doing like a sweating off activity, I can send out a question to all my kids, and it freezes their handheld, and they have to answer the question in order to get out of it. You might look kind of like that. I did too at first. Oh, look at the whoa! Yeah, but the idea is, how you doing on this? I mean, I send out little theory of questions like that, but some question that's pertinent to the activity.
It really connects the student also back to, especially, I mean, I went to public schools in Los Angeles, I mean, there was 35 of us. It's a really nice way also to remember that the teacher still, right, is linked into you, literally. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and the kids really, at first, they think it's a threat. You know, they really don't like that, but eventually what they come up with is, you know, this is for our benefit. He's not checking up on me, he doesn't trust me. That's another area. If I just start checking up on you because I don't trust you, I'm not going to use this. I'm checking up on this so we can learn together. Okay, I'm going to ask Miyam to step in here. This is just a little simulation thing. You're going to actually run this guy. I'm going to make that bigger so you can see the audience. This is one of the nice board. Yeah.
I'm seeing words I like. Lambda phage, DNA cutting.
I'm hearing things I'd like to see. I'd like to accept this award on behalf of I think it's EMMY is the one we're oh, boy, because I like Sheldon.
Thank you. Even though you had never heard of the show.
I heard it, I just said I wasn't willing to watch it. It was not was. Okay. Just click on that next screen down there. What this is a simulation. This is free on the TI website, education.ti.com. It has an area called Science Inspired, and there are activities for biology, chemistry, and physics. They're all free. They're all downloadable. There's PDF files, Word documents, and these files are called TNS files, which stands for TI Inspired files. This is a simulation of DNA gel electrophoresis. As it's running, I'm going to ask Miyam to go ahead and click on the YouTube arrow, which is in the top right. I'll show you what it does.
I did this several times in college and did poorly. I needed this in high school. I just want to say that. I did this poorly in college.
Okay, so in college, in what context did you do this? Oh, God, what class?
I may have done it in college. I may have done it in straight, they called it life science back then. It was bio, general bio.
Okay.
But obviously in genetics, we had to interpret and understand these, which I did enough. But honestly, this is amazing because also this is the kind of thing. Sorry, I know it's right. This is the kind of thing that when I was in junior high and I didn't think science was for girls, this is exactly the kind of thing that would have interested me. But it didn't exist. I didn't know how to touch it. I mean, honestly, it's amazing to get to see that this is the kind of stuff that goes on in the real world that you can be part of. This is the techniques that are used in almost half the papers that I used for my thesis, right? But to get it into the hands of students this young, this looks like more fun than a lot of what I was presented with. All right, sorry.
And just kind of piggyback on that, here's what I actually do gel electrophoresis in my AP biology class. You know what kids are worried about? Not screwing it up. Anybody have kids like that? Well, I got to do this right, I got to follow directions. What did you learn? I did it right. What did you learn? It didn't get messed up. Right? In this activity, this model, we do DNA gel electrophoresis in about 30 seconds. No, it's not as good as the real thing. How many of you can't do this because you can't afford it? How much of these activities on Science Inspired? FREE. And this activity is one of the activities that we designed just for you guys who are biology teachers who want to show a CSI-ish kind of thing, but you can't afford the time or the resources to do this. So go ahead and click on the star arrow, and without getting into too much detail here, we can change the voltage, we can make it go faster, we can change the autorosis, the goopy stuff that you put the DNA in to get it to be separated. And mine, as soon as that top one gets close to the red dot, just click on the stop. You're good so far. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in just a moment. All right, you can go ahead and stop it. Now, what you do in electrophoresis, these little pink lines are bands of DNA of similar sizes. Okay, so this is a DNA fingerprint. This is what they used in, those who are old enough to remember that this was made famous in the O.J. Simpson case. Okay, this was the first CSI that was actually really famous with a crime scene. And this is done for paternity tests, for crime scenes, and so on.
All of genetic research also, this is exactly what we do. I worked in a genetic lab as part of my training.